Welcome to a very special live pre-recorded episode of Room 666. We're going to be taking a live Q&A from some questions here online. I'm going to be looking up on my phone. Just going through the general questions. A lot of questions on people's minds about the channel, different things. So just want to answer them. So here we go. All right, let's see. At Ruski0304 wants to know, so, you think you're cool, huh? You think you're so cool because your name's Room 666. Wow, real edgy with the Satan thing. Go to hell, you piece of shit. Well, Ruski, let me just start off by saying that it's actually not 666 because of the devil or Satan, although I do worship him and all that stuff. But the real reason is it's because of the documentary, Room 666, that was directed by Wim Wenders. That's right. A lot of you uncultured swines probably don't know about it, especially this shithead who asked me that question. It's a documentary that takes place during Cannes one year, and basically he put a camera in a hotel room, and the room was Room 666, and all kinds of directors like Godard and Werner Fassbender, Werner Herzog, Spielberg even, they all went in there and he had a questionnaire for them, and they all kind of answered the question, what is the state of cinema, current state of cinema? So I thought that worked for my channel because, I'm trying to kind of do a mixture of all kinds of different films, from stuff like Spielberg to Godard and Herzog and everything in between. So that's the real reason why it's called that. So, go to hell yourself. All right? How lonely are you? Okay, next one. Iron Boy 69. He asks, why do you always talk crap about Screen Junkies and Collider and shows like that? Is it because you're an insecure, sad piece of crap who knows that you'll never get out of where you're at in whatever basement you're dwelling? All right, well, we don't need to, I gotta understand the question. Thank you for asking. Well, the reason I make fun of all those internet shows is because they claim to be shows about movies, and literally all they talk about is comic books and Star Wars, and they literally find any reason that they possibly can to talk about those when there's all kinds of great film news is happening almost every week from all over the world that people should know about. Great indie films and all kinds of different foreign films that need to be talked about, and these shows just worry about, who is going to direct the next Star Wars and who gives a shit, like really. Honestly, I mean, I love Marvel films and I like Star Wars films. I love Star Wars films, but who gives a shit about those things? We want to know about other stuff, and that's why I do that. So, you're right. It's also a lot of insecurity, but that has nothing to do with anything. We'll move on. Next question. Let's see. Why are you the way that you are? Okay, keep going. Why are you like this? Keep going. All right. Scrolling. Okay, yeah, no, everybody keeps asking me to quit, keeps asking me to stop. So I guess we'll end it on that. That's a Q&A for now. Make sure to tune in live to the pre-recorded next Q&A. On to the episode. Welcome to Room 666. Today we are going to be reviewing Gringo, the first full-length feature from Nash Edgerton. The film stars David Oyelowo, Charlize Theron, Joel Edgerton, and Charlotte Copley. Blaze it. On a business trip to Mexico, a mild-mannered businessman ends up getting kidnapped, and in order to find his way out of that situation, he has to deal with his backstabbing colleagues, the local drug lords, and a conflicted mercenary. What happens next? I don't know. You're going to have to Gringo. First up, we have Nash Edgerton, who is the director of the film and also brother to Joel Edgerton, in case you all didn't know that, who's in this film. But let's talk about Nash's direction. Now, he doesn't do anything too spectacular. It's kind of just, it's solid directing. It gets what needs to be done in the film. There's nothing too flashy. He doesn't really do anything too crazy with the camera. But there's one thing that he does do well, and I just come to find out that he used to be a stuntman. The scenes that he does well are obviously the action scenes and all the kind of violent kind of fight scenes that there are. There aren't too many, but the ones that are in there are done very well. Actually, those were the things that I enjoyed the most from the film. A lot of the interactions with David Oyelowo and Charlotte Copley, a lot of those have to do with some action scenes and different things, and those are really Uh, really good directing in terms of like making tense little violent moments. You don't really expect them. There's this fun little bursts of like comedic violence and stuff like that. So that's a good thing that he did. I'm happy to see this kind of film be made. Amazon is doing it right. Netflix is doing it wrong. Because it's a solid film that you can just kind of sit back and watch without having really any too crazy expectations. I think the cast might give people this sort of idea that this is going to be, it needs to be like some Oscar-worthy film or something, but I wouldn't think so at all. I had very low expectations for it seeing the trailers, and luckily it was nothing like the trailers. So Nash Edgerton, I'm excited to see, what you're going to do next. All right, let's talk about the real reason why this film works and why you would stick with this film from beginning to end, and that's David Oyelowo. He is fantastic in this film. You may know him as Martin Luther King in Selma. He was also just recently in the Cloverfield Paradox, where he was absolutely wasted. Not like he was drunk, he was like wasted in terms of his acting. But here, he shows so much range as an actor. He shows that he has the comedic chops to do this film, to carry the funny moments and to do the action comedy stuff, but he also shows that he's a great dramatic actor by giving the scenes that need to be dramatic and emotional some weight to them. It doesn't come off as cheesy or anything. You really feel for his character, who's sort of this kind of bumbling sort of Nigerian businessman who thinks that the American dream is real, because he's, he's been fooled. He thinks that working at a job 9 to 5 and doing the right thing is going to get him somewhere, and well, it's not. And you really kind of get that naivety in him, and that sort of just that kind of that childlike wonder that he has, that he just believes all these things are going to go good for him if he just does the right thing. And that doesn't work. It could have been really bad, really cheesy. There's a lot of comedies who try characters like that. And also, I also heard that this was originally written for a white guy. They wanted somebody like Seth Rogen to play the main guy. That's why it's called Gringo. But David Oyelowo said, wouldn't it be better if we got ourselves a Nigerian immigrant? And that's why he's sort of the bumbling fool. And I think that works a lot better. I think that works a lot better for this film. And his performance really carries that through. And I think that's great. I want to see more stuff like this from David Oyelowo. Great job. Next up, we have Joel Edgerton, and he plays David Oyelowo's boss, and basically, supposedly his friend, but he's really just a big douchebag. And Joel Edgerton does a great job of playing a douchebag. Joel Edgerton's a great actor, so I give him passes. If he wants to just do kind of simple roles like this, there's no really like sort of arc to it. He's just playing like a typical douchebag businessman who's just fucking trying to fuck everyone over and just being an asshole. But he does it great. And, he does amazing work in stuff like Black Mass and Loving. And then he does stuff that's like Bright and this. And, it's not going to win him Oscars. But I think he's a solid actor. And with roles like this, I think we can't go wrong. So, Joel, you can be a douchebag all you want in any movie you'd like. We love it. Up next, Charlize Theron. She's a fantastic actress. Here, her character is kind of the same thing as Joel Edgerton. She's just playing this sort of evil, kind of maniacal character who's just sort of doing themselves a favor. They're just, she's just kind of bitchy. She just doesn't really give a shit about anyone but herself. And it's the same thing. Charlize Theron is a great actress. And what she does here that I think, if they would have got maybe a comedic actress or something, she doesn't play it like it's like an SNL skit. She's given it like if it's, a role, it's like a movie role. It's not some comedic throwaway thing. She's actually giving the role, like Joel Edgerton is. They're making it their own. And she's making it their own. Just like Joel Edgerton, Charlize Theron made these roles their own. She's really trying to act, and she's really trying to bring something to it, and who doesn't love her? We love you. We got our wild card, Charlotte Copley. Now, anytime Charlotte Copley pops up in a film, it's always fun. He might not always be in the best films, but he usually brings some sort of fun, kind of wild factor to it, and he does the same thing here. He's a more subdued character here. He plays a mercenary. Now, I don't want to give too much away about his character because it would give a lot away about the plot and different things that happen. There's not like twists that you're not going to see coming, but there are a lot of twists and different things that happen. It's not necessarily the trailer that you saw what happened. So I don't want to say too much about his character, but I do want to say about his performance and about Charlotte Copley's accent. Now, my boy is getting way better at doing an American accent. Now, he's been slipping in and out of it throughout different films, but here, whew, he nails it. He is nailing it. Now, there's a few slips here and there you might hear, but he's getting better, and I love it. And his character probably has some of the best interactions and best scenes with David Oyelowo. I really love their chemistry that they had, and they had some of the best action and comedic scenes, so that was a really nice touch to that. Because again, you know, they could have just got like, I don't know, like Jason Sudeikis or something to play this role, and he would have played it like an SNL character, you know, with like a mustache and like, you know, chewing on gum or something, you know, just like with like aviator glasses, like just all out of fucking all wacky. Charlotte Copley though, he brings this sort of different type of wackiness. It's an actor wackiness. I don't know. It's like obviously he's not as good as an actor as Willem Dafoe, but it's kind of like a Dafoe-ish kind of presence, you know? It's this wildness to it. And I love it every time it's in a film. I love you, Charlotte. All right, in conclusion, Gringo is not going to be a film that I'm going to tell you to go rush out to see in the theaters, although if you got Movie Pass or something and if there's nothing else to see, it's definitely something I would say to watch. It's something that I wish Netflix would put out. It's an enjoyable action crime comedy that you can just sort of sit back and discover maybe on HBO. I wish that it was on video on demand. I wish that you could rent it on iTunes because I would tell you to definitely do that. But it's not. So it's not a bad movie, but it's not a great movie. It just kind of, you know, it's one of those movies. You know, it's at the beginning of the year. You didn't expect it to be good, but it is good. And it gets me excited for what Nash Edgerton is going to do next because I think that it shows a lot of potential. And his brothers Joel Edgerton, I think these Aussies are, you know, the Aussies are taking over, baby. I mean, they're coming for us, and we should be scared. Gringo's not going to take over the world, but it's something. The same thing as like The Gift. Joel Edgerton, his brother, directed The Gift. It didn't blow the socks off of cinema, but they were both two very solid little thrillers that, you know, we need. We kind of need these types of films, right? We need these at the beginning of the year because we just need stuff to enjoy that isn't always going to be Marvel or DC or Star Wars or shit like that, you know? We just need these kind of small movies, and Gringo's one of those. So if you were interested in seeing it, if you were interested by the trailers, I would definitely say check it out, but it is a lot different than what the trailers is selling you, but in a good way. So that's Gringo. Blaze it.